Hey guys, welcome back to another high Capa video. This is going to be a bit of an update on my 3D printed build. I've done a couple of videos lately on this new Garda frame. So being as the pistol itself has changed a fair bit in the process of me doing that, I just want to kind of bring you up to where I am with this thing and what it's running. So the specs are pretty much as per the previous video, and this is just updating from that. I'll see if I can stick a link in which has got a bit more of a fuller breakdown of it. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to break off this top half. Nothing really, well, I say nothing really in the lower sections change actually. So yes, the frame has been swapped out. I've got rid of the Tokyo Marui frame and I've gone for the new Garda lightweight aluminium frame. All of the actual internal parts here, the disconnector, the valve knocker, the lock thing, the hammer, all that stuff is still the stock TM stuff. However, the inner chassis, that is the new Garda aluminium chassis. And then you've got this left-hand side removable piece. That's Garda lightweight aluminium as well. And obviously the full frame. Everything else is TM, apart from grip screws, obviously, trigger, magwell. So whilst I was kind of pulling the pistol down and making a few changes, I've made a few changes in here. So one of the changes, if I just cock that up a little bit for you, it's a bit dark, there we go, is I've swapped out my end plug. So I originally stuck with a black AM plug and then was given the 3D printed one because it's a bit lighter. It is very strong. And I had reservations at the time, thinking it wouldn't be strong enough, but it was strong enough. And I also dropped down to a standard TM recoil spring. However, I felt that the red from my guide rod here just wasn't quite enough to go on the end. It wasn't enough for people to kind of see and not intimidate people, but make the gun stand out that little bit. So I've stuck a red AM1 aluminium one in there as well. So it's all red on that front end, which I kind of like. It's definitely gives it a different look. I normally go for contrasting in here, but hey ho, it is what it is. And then I've also swapped out the recoil spring. So the recoil spring, I was running a stock TM1, and as you can see, I've got 4 of the cow short stroke buffers on there, so it was quite snappy for a stock spring. However, I've swapped out now for one of these Edge, what is it, Edge inch perfect recoil springs. So this was a little bit longer than the stock spring and it's 110%. Previously I've run an AIP 120 and that did feel a little bit brutal on the pistol. So I've got the 110 in here now, which I think is going to give me just about the right balance. It was fast anyway. I just want to see if I can get it that little bit faster. And then whilst all the lower was apart when we were doing the frame, I've given it all a really good clean down and re-lube up. So it should be running better than ever. Have I got any kind of issues with it? Probably. The fitment of this frame is just that little bit off. There's just that little bit of a gap where the rails aren't quite right. So the slide's just a touch loose, which isn't the end of the world because it means there's more room for it to run faster. And then if I knock that into there, that's just a little bit looser fitting. On the TM frame, it was a much more positive clunk in, but it's fast. It's really fast. So yeah, I've got some game time booked over the next month or so. So we're going to try and get this out there, try and get it running. I've got 2 outdoors and 1 indoor, so obviously indoor it's definitely coming to play, and I might even take it onto one of the outdoors and have a bit of a run around with it as well. So there you go, we're now up to date with the 3D printed build. It is worth just mentioning as well for anyone following me, Make It 3D Airsoft as a website now has pretty much stopped trading. However, all of the amazing parts are now being resold through airtac.me. So the guys from Make It 3D Airsoft are now actually kind of like designing and developing for the guys over at Airtac. So you can still get these amazing slides, these amazing barrels. There's some other really cool parts coming. They've got some magwells coming. They've got a magwell maybe some more magwells will come in. You can get the recoil parts as well, and they've got a load of other high Capa parts as well, which can kind of bed in and around that. So keep an eye out for those guys. It's also worth mentioning Airtac as well. They actually do kind of HPA adapters for loads of different guns, and they're starting to stock some other bits as well. So definitely worth a website on there. I'll stick a link in the below. And yeah, thank you if you've been following this build. It does continue to evolve. It's never going to be done. And hopefully we'll come to a point where we actually can't do anything more, but hopefully that won't be anytime soon. Thank you very much. Catch you in the next one.